Hello everyone, I am Steve, W9SN, that's Whiskey 9 Sugar November. And I'm going to show you how to set up your device to use all of our ham radio stations that we've got remotely with CW, sideband, or digital modes. And you can use this with your logging program on your side or without it. And it's quite simple to set up. Now this will be a three-part video. The first part will be showing you how to set up CW and sideband without any logging program. So you can basically just start in and start using it right away. The second part is how to start a logging program on your side and have it marry up to all of our stations and have it track with each other. And the third part is how to use digital modes such as FT4 and FT8 with all of our remote stations. It's quite simple to set up, so let's get started. So before we begin, let's go ahead and check our audio settings. So I'm on a PC, so just right click on my speakers, click sounds. For your playback, this is your audio device that you're going to use, like your speakers. I'm currently using a USB headset, and you can see that this is set for the default. For recording, for like sideband, I've got this set for my microphone, which is also my USB headset. It's also set for the default. That's all that I need. So let's go ahead and get logged into a station, and I'm going to select our main 1A station. First thing you want to do is click connect. You'll see that the radio status is being checked and it shows that the radio is off. So we want to turn the radio on, and you'll see the status is displaying that. You'll also get instant audio when you do this. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. If for some reason you do not have audio from the radio when you first log in, click the Start Restart button here. This will restart the audio chain for you. The reason why you might have to do this is if we've had a internet disruption, or if the remote station has lost power recently. Sometimes you might need to hit the restart button. In here you can see this is our power level. I'm going to turn this down to about 10 watts because we're going to start transmitting here in just a minute. And right now we're set up on CW, so let's go to sideband. I want to select the USB, and let's put it up into the sideband band here. And before we begin transmitting, let's go ahead and take a look at what antenna that we've got the radio set up on. In here you can see that we're on the 20-meter antenna. Now we've got stacks here. We can select different ones. Rotors pointing about 10 degrees, looks like into Europe, or I mean into Russia. And our amplifier is currently off right now. So I won't go into these settings for now, but we know that we're on the right antenna. So basically we can start transmitting right now. The compression level is here. The RF gain is turned up. This is the RX receive level that you're going to be receiving with. As you turn this up and down, your audio will also change with this. The TX level is your audio output. So think of this as your microphone gain. So let's go ahead and turn the sound back up, and let's do a little bit of transmitting here so you can see this. All you have to do is hit the TX RX button. Hello, testing 1 2 3. This is Whiskey 9 Sugar November. You can see I was putting out a little bit of power there, and that's my SWR was really good and flat. So we're good. So we can change frequency, we can go anywhere we want, and no setting changes, no software changes, no audio changes. Now to go to CW, just simply click the CW button, and let's put it down here into CW band. If you notice, we now have a new window at the bottom. Now this window contains preset keys. To edit these, click the edit button, and you can see now I've got my call in here under the B2 button, which is the call button. Now I can change the name of that if I want to, and these are other ones. To change these, just make your change it and then hit save. Now to transmit, I'm going to go ahead and transmit my call. Again, I'm on using 10 watts. I can also type in this field. And we're good to go. We can transmit, have side tone, and we have our preset keys. And we can go back and forth between CW and sideband with no configuration changes. So now in this section of the video, we're going to show you how to set up your favorite logging program on your side to marry up with all of our remote stations. So the first thing you want to do is search out COM0COM. And here we go. So what we're going to do is download this. This is a free download. This will take a couple of seconds to get started, and it's very straightforward. So what you want to do is just download and install this. You do not need to configure any ports or make any changes to it. Just download it and simply install it. The next thing you want to do is go to our website, and at the top you'll see downloads, and download our BeLoud Connect software. You can see I've already had these downloaded, but I'm going to do this again. And you'll want to extract it. When you start this, you will see that you're going to get a warning sign, but don't worry, just click more information and run anyway. Now, once you have these downloaded, you're all set to get this married up with your logging program. So let's go back to the radio now. And what you want to do is, let's go ahead and bring up our logging program first. I personally use N1MM. And let's go ahead and set this up. So under your COM ports, you'll want to select COM60, that's 60. For the radio is Kenwood. Nothing in the CW other. And under the set, which is your baud rate, you'll want to set this for 115/200 in 8 and 2, always on, always on. And you can go ahead and put a the push to talk command for CW mode, put a check mark there, select OK. Now to use this with your F keys for transmitting CW, which is these keys here, most logging software has this capability. Select COM70, that's 70 on the next line. Nothing in the radio. Put a check mark in the CW other here. And for the set, just click the Win key, and that'll put this to always on and always off. Select OK and OK again. Now you can see that we're not married up yet. So click the BeLoud Connect button. This now opens up the software you just downloaded with the BeLoud Connect. It starts out with the drop-down as FT8, but changes to N1MM. Put a check mark to enable CW. And the N1MM is for whatever software, so you don't have to be running just N1MM. Click Start. And within a couple seconds, you'll notice that the frequency matches up, and it just now married up the logging frequency. Now, you don't want to close this, you just want to minimize it. Now, as you select stations, or click on the band map, like I'll click on this one here, you can see that this changes. If I want to click here, it now changes. And same thing with this. If you change this, the logging software will follow along with it. And because you set up your Win key now in the N1MM, your F keys will now work in your logging program. In fact, I'll just send my call here. You can also send from here, or you can send from the type field. So now at this point, we're going to show you how to set up for digital modes such as FT8 and FT4, and you'll also be using what you just downloaded, the BeLoud Connect, for your log tracking along with the digital modes as well. To use this with digital modes such as FT4 and FT8 and others, you'll need to download and install virtual audio cables. The one we like is called VB Audio. That's Victor Bravo Audio. And you'll see that if you do a search, it'll come up here. Just scroll down on their webpage to where you see the A and the B, and it'll say donate for Windows. It's actually a cost. It's $15 Euro, and you'll have a couple dollars in sales tax depending on your state. When I did that, yeah, mine's $2.50. So mine actually cost me about $16 in American dollars, and I paid for it with PayPal. You can also use a credit card as well. So now that you have the virtual audio cables and you have your logging program uh, with the BeLoud Connect software downloaded, you're set up to run any of the modes we have. And let's show you how to get started with the digital modes. So let's go ahead and get logged into a station. And I'm going to select the main 1A station again. I'm going to click Connect. Checking radio. You see the radio is off, so I'm going to turn the radio on. And I have instant audio now. And the power is set to about 9 watts. And I was just logged into this, so I know the antenna is still set for 20 meters. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, testing. This is Whiskey 9 Sugar November. Okay, so we're okay with audio here. So what we want to do now is change the audio over for digital. So right click on my sounds. My playback, instead of the USB headset, is going to be virtual cable audio input A. Set that for default. Go to recording tab. The output is going to be B. So go click OK now. What we want to do at this point is refresh our browser. The reason we're doing this is because we changed our audio stream in while we were already connected to it during the middle of the session. So we need to refresh the browser so that it can grab the new audio chain. You only have to do this when you're going from digital to conventional modes and then back. Going between CW and sideband, you won't have to do this. Let's go ahead and start our logging program. And we need to click the BeLoud Connect button once to marry up the N1MM again because we refreshed the browser, so it needs to grab a new session. Now you can see the frequencies all match up. Let's click it a second time for FT8 mode. And you'll see the drop down now has FT8 in it. Click Start on this, and this will now begin the session for FT8 or any digital mode. You can see it now has the right frequency, and again, just minimize it. So now let's bring up our WSJT. You can see now that it's actually reading the right frequency, and we can change whatever we want to, but let's go ahead and let's do that later. Let's go ahead and get its settings in here, and I'll show you what we've got this set to. Obviously here you're going to have your call and your grid square put in here, and then below here we have all of our convenience settings. For the radio, you need to have the rig set to Kenwood TS480, 480. COM port will be COM5050, and your baud rate 4800. Over here this needs to be set to USB, but you see it's grayed out. So click the DTR button. This allows you to have your drop-down window. Set it for USB, select the cat again, it grays it back out, and now you can leave that set. For input, audio A, and for output, audio B. These are your audio settings. Now you've got audio in here. Now let's go ahead. We're on FT4 here. Let's go. You can see we've got stations popping in. Let's go over to FT8. It automatically will change the frequency. And let's give it a little bit of drive here. So let's go ahead and hit the tune button, and you can see now we are transmitting on the mode. And let's go over here back to FT4 and transmit here as well. Hit the tune button, and you can see we're now transmitting here as well. So let's go ahead and go back to our sideband mode, or CW. So we're going to X out the WSJT. So first, let's go ahead and close out our BeLoud Connect sessions that we've got, because we're going to refresh our browser. Because we've already got a digital session set up with virtual audio, and we want to go back to our other. So let's go to Sounds. For playback, let's go back to our headset, set for default. Our recording is our microphone in our headset. Set that for default and click OK. So refresh this. Click the BeLoud Connect. This will marry up the logging software. And I'm going to hit Reset Radio. and minimize down, and we're good to go. So if we want to go higher up in the band, turn the power down here a little bit. Whiskey 9 Sugar November. We want to go back to CW, and we're back to CW. So this is how we change modes and change your audio settings. The only time you need to change your audio settings is if you're going to digital or from digital. And at that point, you would just need to refresh your browser if you've got the radio pulled up. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, be sure and let us know, and enjoy the remote service.